and introduce you. Welcome, everyone. This is Michelle Carter from the Aram Public Library, and today we are so pleased to have tour guide Alejandro Cano with us live from Costa Rica, who will be giving us a coffee plantation tour. Alejandro will tell you he is happy to take questions as we go through, and I'll be monitoring chat as well. Take it away, Alejandro.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Costa Rica. And first, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Alejandro Cano. I am a naturalist tour guide here in Costa Rica. And I've been doing this, being a tour guide for over 20 years now, most of the time in Costa Rica and also in many other countries around the world. But now I am in the country that I love. And today, my friends, so we are in a coffee plantation, a real coffee plantation. This is not a touristic place. This is a real family that works with coffee, and they have their own brand. We'll see it later. So but now, before we start, so Ms. Carter told you already, so we have some rules during the transmission, so, or no rules, but some features that you can take advantage of. For example, you can ask me any question at any time. Feel free to interrupt me. So I have no script today. So, or any comment, feel free. I'm going to ask you a couple of things also to see if you are paying attention, right? I'm like a teacher, all right? So, but as we are here in Costa Rica, I would like to start telling you a few things, some facts about the Costa Rica before we enter to the coffee subject. Also, we will talk not only about coffee, but different plants and different things about the life here and in general, related in biology and things like that, right? So here I am in a, you see, this is what we call a street. In a coffee farm, this is called a street, right? So later we will talk about that, but first I wanna share a screen with you. Just will take about 2 or 3 minutes. I will share some, let me see if I can share some things about Costa Rica. Ms. Carter, if you allow me to share my screen, please. Let's see. So you can put me at the.
Hold on a second.
Because it's important. Yeah, because it's important to know where we are, things about this country, and the general things before we enter to the details, right? So Costa Rica, Central America. Now I can, let's see.
Okay, you should be able to share your screen.
Yes, so let's see. All right.
Is it okay if I listen?
Oh, of course.
Okay, now you can see, right? So this is Costa Rica in Central America. Please let me know if you see the picture, right? So we are divided in 7 provinces. We are in San Jose, which is the one in the center. San Jose, we have Cartago, Alajuela is where we are right now, Heredia, Limón, Punta Arenas, and Guanacaste. A province is what you know about a state, would be an state in the United States, right? So 7 provinces. To the north, we have Nicaragua. The south is Panama, the Pacific Ocean, and the Caribbean that belongs to the Atlantic, right? So those are the limits. So for you to be oriented, of course, probably most of you knew all this information, but some people, they don't know. So I better show you how Costa Rica is configured, 7 provinces. We have limits with Nicaragua to the north, Panama to the south, and Caribbean side to the east, and the west Pacific Ocean. 51 square thousand kilometers. So it's a small country in Central America. Now, we are here in Alajuela. Where you see the word Alajuela is where we are right now. So in the middle of the mountains, right? So is where we are. So now you are where we are streaming at this. And then, well, we will talk about the coffee pickers. When we talk about the basket, is this thing. This is the basket. It's important. And later we will see all of those things and talk about that. Coffee berries, when I if I mention the word berry is this, right? So the coffee, or people say coffee seed, but we call it berry or cherry, especially berry. Then now I'm going back to you. Let's see. Okay, here we are. All right, my friends. So let me flip the camera to the other side. All right, here we go. Now, my friends, any questions to this point? Some of you have been here in Costa Rica.
So we have an audience, Alejandro, just a moment. So if you guys have questions, you can just ask, while he's giving the tour. The owl is set up right here. I have his images pinned, but he can hear you. Okay. So the owl is our speaker.
Where's the owl? Oh,
right there.
I have never been to Costa Rica.
Not yet.
But not yet. It's on my bucket list. But as I understand it, Costa Rica is a very interesting country because it has so many different climates.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So in just 30 minutes, you can go from dry to wet, from high elevation to low elevation. There's microclimates. So we have more than 30 microclimates in the country. So everything changes very quickly and very dramatically in terms of minutes. It's a small country with a lot of different type of climate. That makes this country with a rich or a lot of number of animal species and flora, right? So because of that you mentioned, yeah, you are right. So as you can see at the end, so we have a volcano, Poás volcano, which is active at the end. So I make the zoom. Yes, and there is super cold on top of that. So different type of vegetation and all of that. So, and to get there in 45 minutes, you can get there by car. So imagine that. So, and you will have very, very low temperatures. And here is kind of hot, right? But yeah, you are right. So it's a lot of different type of climate. My friends, so first, this farm. So while I show you the coffee, this is the third generation of coffee tradition, right? So everything began with the grandfather, then the father, and the current owner is the third generation, and hopefully will be a fourth generation taking care of this land. This is about 15 acres, so 5 hectares, 5 to 6 hectares here, full of coffee. They have some more plants, but in general, they have mostly coffee, and they have a brand. So let me see. They have a brand that is called Las Peñas. Here in this hangar, so they have the process. We will see the machine, and I think they are working in. So we'll see it later. Café Las Peñas is their own brand. It's a very delicious coffee. It's only they export that, so they don't sell it here in the local market actually. But this is kind of the entrance of the farm. So you see the door.
Alejandro,
Yes.
I have a question.
And they're
Yep.
distributors. Can you buy that coffee here in Delavan, Wisconsin?
They send it. They send it, so they don't have it in supermarkets. Not here, not there. So they send it when they have a client. So they send a couple of pounds, or they send a bigger amount. Yes. Later, if I see the owner somewhere, we can ask him if he has already a client there, because I ignore. I just guessing a little bit that you cannot get it in a supermarket there, but it's my guess. But soon he is somewhere, so we'll see it. So we will ask him if that information that I gave you that you cannot get right now in a supermarket, this Las Peñas coffee, if it's possible or not, right? But I think people has to ask for the coffee, and they send it. Look, as in most of the farms here, they have several. You know that one, right? Hydrangea. Now I'm gonna tell you. I know today's about coffee, but I told you we can talk about different plants also, because in coffee plantation they have different type of plants too. Hydrangea, even if it's beautiful plant, so you must be careful with that, because a few years ago, especially the police, they discovered that young people, so they are smoking this. They put it to dry and they smoke the hydrangea for parties in order to get high. That's crazy, because this plant contains cyanide, nothing more, nothing less than cyanide. So can kill people, produce tachycardias, permanent madness, and is very, very dangerous. In some countries, especially in Europe, it's prohibited to market this plant, right? Especially because the youngest generations, so they are trying to smoke this thing, right? So it's a fact, something interesting that I want to share with you now that I saw this beautiful plant. So also it has medicinal properties for headaches and fevers, but using the leaves as a cataplasm, put it in your head, but it's not recommended for people who doesn't know how to use it, right? Hydrangea. So now you know something that very few people know in the world about this hydrangea. My friends, here is where everything begins. Those little plants of coffee. First, let me show you. Here, let me use this thing. So here, I do have the coffee seeds, right? So this one is green coffee that has some uses. People, they are using this in order to produce creams and lotions for beauty treatments. The green coffee, right? Those. When they are like this, those berries, they are red. So the pickers, so the people, the workers, they pick it up from the bush, from the tree, and then start the process. Inside the seed, let me smash one of them. This is what you find. Two seeds. Let me put this in the other direction because we have the sunlight. No, it was better here. Okay. So I smash one of the berries and you have two seeds per berry. So 1 and 2 in one seed. So if I open this one, so you will have 2 seeds. I'm going to do it again. 1. Well, the other was flying. So, okay. The other one, is still flying. The peel, now you can eat it. And now I show you, I can eat the peel. That's delicious and it's sweet. Even if I suck this, I can eat the whole thing, and then I spit the seed. But the taste is sweet. It's like almost like a candy when it's red. When it's red, so you can eat it. You will see most of the pickers picking up coffee. From time to time, they eat this, and they spit the seeds. It's delicious. It's like a candy. You can hear. I still chewing the meat and the peel. Is delicious. I gotta tell you that. If you have the opportunity to go to a coffee plantation, take some of the berries and eat it, right? And then you suck the seeds and then spit the seeds. Each berry gives you 2 seeds. Each seed, you put it here in those bags, right? This is the bag, like 20 centimeters long. And then from one berry, you can get 2 plants, right? I'm going to eat the other one. Right, so then you have the little plant of 1 seed. With the other seed, so you plant another tree. And this is how everything begins. When they are big enough, more than this, sorry, I'm eating. Okay. When they are big enough, so they put it in the ground. See, they call it here almácigo. Café almácigo is the place where they do this, right? They take the best seeds in the farm and they plant it for new plants. Brand is coffeecrl.com. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Also, I saw the chat there. That's right. And the name is Las Peñas.
We have a question.
Yes, yes, yeah, sure.
Actually, it's 2 questions. One is the red berry part that you can eat in the processing system. Does the company make something out of that?
Yeah, they do. They do. They do. Soon
What?
we will see that. We will see that process when they remove the peel and the meat around the seed. Back in the day, good question, because back in the day, so they used to throw that to the rivers, right? So it produces a huge contamination, right? But now they are processing the peel that I ate, and also the meat that surrounds the seed, and now they produce organic compound for the ground to make it richer. So we'll see it. So they are doing that now, actually. We'll see it in a few minutes. So they use the peel and the meat once they remove the seeds in order to enrich the ground. Yes, they do. The other question was?
The question is, how long or how many years does a coffee plant produce before you?
Yes, excellent question also. Because one tree or a bush, some people call it bush, some people call it tree. So it can last alive and producing 60 or 70 years. And we have reports of more years of life of the coffee plant, right? But depending of the brand, depending the quality that the brand wants to produce, they cut the whole plant like this one. This is mature. This is an old plant, I don't know how many years, but for sure many years. They can grow more, but they trim it, they cut it. So to make it easier to pick up the seeds. But it can last more than 70 years. But depending on the brand, they cut it every 7 years or even every 4 years. They cut the whole plantation and they plant new trees or new bushes. So in the, let's say the high class brands, they cut it every 4 years. They cut the whole thing, they clean the ground, and they replant new plants. For a small producer like this guy here, we are in Las Peñas, so they keep it for more years. So because that's not necessarily, right? It's just to be fancy. So some farmers, they cut it in 7 years, in 4 years, or in 5 years, depending, in order to replant the whole thing, right? In order to replant the whole thing. But that's not necessary. And they can produce all 50, 60, 70 years, they can produce it, right? The taste for people like me is the same from an old plant than from a young plant. So it's actually the same thing, right?
What determines the quality of coffee? Because say you go to a store and you're buying coffee and there's all different kinds. Is it the years that the plant has lived, or is it?
No, it has to do, yeah, it has to do with the variety. It has to do with several things. While I show you the lemons, I'm thirsty. So has to do with the seed, right? So the variety of the seed. So we will see later some varieties. Sweeter, more acid, the altitude where the coffee is produced. So the altitude, the ideal altitude is 1,200 meters over sea level. So it's about 4,000 feet. So it's the best of the best coffee. So we have also coffees in lowlands. So it's poor quality or higher than 4,000 feet is poor quality. And depending also the acidity, more acid soil, better coffee, more price, more expensive for you. Acidity plays an important role in the quality of the coffee you get. Also, the seed, remember that I show you, each berry produces 2 seeds inside, but there is one that is called pea berry that brings only 1 seed. And this is very rare. Only 1% of a plantation produces 1 seed per berry. So that one is the most expensive coffees that you can get in a coffee shop, right? So seeds were berries with 1 seed, so it's way more expensive the coffee for the client, for the final client. So, and also acidity and the altitude has to do a lot. And also, sadly, the other thing that I don't agree with that, but some coffees, they are very expensive because the brand is famous, and that's it, right? So, so just because it's like in clothing, right? Some clothes are very, very expensive just because the brand is famous, and that's it, right? So that's I'm going to enter, my friends, to here to see the process. Let's go in. I see some guys working. So this is basically the plant where they transform the berries into the coffee that we drink. Let me see, they have here this coffee is without toast. This is already processed. They dry it, they wash it, they remove the peel, and now it's ready to export. But this one is not toast, so this one is not ready to drink. From here, you have to toast the coffee, and will be something like this. Don't worry, we'll see it. Like, this is already toasted and ready to ground and drink. The flavor comes also from the time they toast or they roast. They roast it in different times, 15 minutes, 19 minutes, 22 minutes, or 12 minutes, and it changes dramatically the taste of the coffee you have in your cup, right? So here, this is to toast. This machine has more than 100-year old, and is where they toast the seeds. They put it there, and they roast the coffee there. This is a very, very old machine, and it's still working. The roaster. Now, first thing they do, I think the owner, you see that guy? That is the owner. We can talk with him later. Hey, Mr. Herbert. So he's doing some fixing here, I guess. So from the basket of the pickers, they bring the coffee here. This is like a pool. They wash the seeds right here, right? So he's fixing, probably doing some mechanics. So they wash the seeds there. They fill it with water. So let's go again. So they put the berries, like the one I ate, when they are red. So they put it here. They fall down there. They wash all the berries, right? So once, I show you from this side. Hey, Mr. Herbert. He is the owner. Let me interrupt him. So he is the owner of the farm. Right. Hey, Mr. Herbert. How are you? ¿Todo bien? ¿Qué estás haciendo hoy? What are you doing today?
Estábamos procesando café, ya terminamos.
He is processing today 400 baskets of coffee. He's about to end with his sons, and then he is picking. And here, what you are doing here?
En kilos, ya procesado, eso equivale como
500 kilograms today they process. And what are you doing? ¿Qué haces aquí en esto?
ahorita estoy reparando esto,
Now he's fixing.
aflojó una pieza, entonces hay que volverlo a ajustar.
Yeah, something moving, weird movement in the machine. So he's fixing the whole thing.
Hay que prepararlo para el café que venga por la tarde.
In the afternoon, they have another quantity of coffee. So he's fixing before the coffee comes here. All right, Mr. Herbert. See you later. Gracias. All right. So from here, this hall. This is not trespassing in Spanish. Not trespassing. So it's about 4 meters or 5 meters deep. Is where they wash the berries, and then it continues here. Where they remove completely. You see those guys over there? In that machine, they remove the peel completely. Once it's washed, so they remove the whole meat from the seed and the peel. So this is the part that produces contamination, the peel and the meat that is around the seed. Then when they have cleaned the seed, they put it to dry here in this machine for 50 hours. 50 hours drying the seed and also in that machine.
I love these two. Okay. Can only read so many.
This is hot. They put it to dry in this one and in the green one that I showed you before. Also that one. So this is the process. Pick the seed, pick the berries, then they wash, then they remove the peel, the meat, and then they put it to dry. There are different ways to dry the seeds. In the machine, mechanical dry, that one, those machines, and also they do it this way. As it's very sunny also, and they have a big quantity, so they dry it with the sun. Let me show you. Put your glasses because I'm showing you this is the sun. Super. So actually, let's see. We have an interesting view of the sun. Look, I'm going to zoom in. Not every day you can see the sun like this, right? Wow. So they put this to dry in machines like the ones we saw, or also here.
What is the temperature?
Here we are about 30 Celsius. 30 Celsius at this moment here in this place. This is the result for the question that we had before. Once they peel, this is the peel and the meat. You see? So, but what they do is they put it somewhere in order to make organic compound for the ground. So they make even more acid the ground. 88 degrees in Fahrenheit, so that's kind of nice, right?
We
Yes,
think so.
Very nice. Yeah, especially if there's no humidity.
Yeah, this is the process here. Also, let me show you something. How it looks when the coffee is ready. Those bags are ready to go. This one, for example, it says Café de Costa Rica. 5, when you see the bags, if you go to a port or something and you see coffee, 5 is Costa Rica. 450 is this farm, this exporter, and this is the lot. It goes to Amsterdam. Those bags that go to Amsterdam, probably one of these days they are sending this by boat. So a lot of coffee to Europe. So this is how it looks. Different countries, so we'll say Colombia and different name like a 7 or 8 or 2, or Brazil or Ethiopia, and then the code of the farmer and the rest of and the place that it goes, right? So this is the process, right? One more look here. The machines working for 50 hours in those machines. If it's under the sun, takes longer, could take even several days, right? Depending of the light. My friends, any questions at this moment?
Looks like we're good.
All right. So anyone knows the history of coffee or have heard something? There are a lot of hypotheses about how was the beginning of coffee. the most common that you can hear is like, honestly, I don't believe that one, but it's the most spread hypothesis of how the coffee was discovered in the world. It was this young shepherd in Ethiopia. He was with his animals, and he saw that guy, that the animals, the sheep or cows or something, right? So they were eating some seeds and they got crazy because of caffeine, of course, right? So he took some of the berries, right? And then as a gift for a monastery. So, and they, it was the beginning because they discovered they could drink that and things like that. So, but the very beginning, it was because this young shepherd discovered that the animals used to eat those seeds, those berries, and they were like a hyperactive with when they used to eat the berries. Honestly, I doubt that it was that way because they discovered the coffee couldn't be in one day or in 1 week because someone saw a cow or something eating the berries, right? So in my humble opinion, should be different. So this is what they use. This is the organic compound to enrich the ground with the result of the peeling of the seeds. Back in the day, used to go to rivers, so it produces a lot of contamination, right? But now they are used, and we have laws, so people, they cannot waste that into the rivers. So now they have to use it and process the result of the process, right? So they have to do something with it, right? Oh, this is a beautiful day. We are about 30 Celsius, I told you, 86 degrees, but we have some wind. As you can see, the trees moving. We have some wind, so it refreshes a lot. My friends, how do you drink coffee? How many times a day, for example? I want to hear someone. How many times a day you drink coffee? If someone want to do some comment. Here, they drink about 7 times a day in Costa Rica. Wow. 2 or 3 times a day. Okay, here is 5 or 7 times a day. Can you believe? And well, this is the technical question. How caffeine works on you? Why people cannot drink coffee or caffeine after 3 p.m. or at night? Anyone has an idea why or how?
How I am.
Just in the morning?
In the morning. I drink
in the morning. All right. Now, anyone has an idea why caffeine inhibits the people to sleep?
The caffeine.
The caffeine, because it's the main ingredient in the coffee plant, right? Most people, they drink coffee because of the caffeine. The coffee contains about 1,000 different molecules. Caffeine is one of them. So any idea how or why caffeine affects people? No? Well, it's very interesting because, oh, look, before. So we are going into the Ethiopia variety of coffee. This is what I told you about the different, let's say, tastes of coffee. So the caffeine, the molecule of caffeine is similar to a natural occurring molecule that we have in our body that is called adenosine. Adenosine is this molecule is the one that tells you that you are tired and you need to sleep, and it's produced all the time, especially in your brain and in some other parts of the body. As caffeine is very similar in the form of adenosine, easily blocks the brain receptors that's supposed to be attached by adenosine. So adenosine cannot do its job because caffeine blocks those receptors, and instead of calming you, put you in action, awakes you and put you in alert. So that's why. It's because caffeine is similar, the structure, the form of the molecule of caffeine is similar to adenosine. If you see the two molecules, they look very similar. The brain receptor has the form to receive the adenosine, but the caffeine comes and is similar, so easily blocks the receptor. So adenosine is around and cannot tell you or let you know that you are tired, right? So now if you want to know the scientific name of caffeine, is 1,3,7-trimethylxanthine, if you like the scientific name of things. Caffeine is the common name. 1,3,7-trimethylxanthine is the proper name of caffeine. So that, my friends, is how caffeine works. You have to drink every 4 hours because adenosine continue producing all the time. So you want to stay awake, so every 4 hours, more or less, you have to keep drinking coffee, right? So that's how
College students prepare for exams.
yeah. Look, here we are in the middle of the Ethiopia plantation. So now we can tell that we have been in a coffee plantation right in the middle, right? Coffee came to Costa Rica in 1779. 1779, the coffee was brought here directly from Ethiopia. I have a red bean here. Sorry, my friends, but I am, look, I'm going to eat. You think I am a coffee addictive to coffee?
Thank you, Alejandro.
Very delicious. So now, look, this is not everyday experience that you can walk by a coffee plantation. Look, this is like the jungle of coffee. Most people around the world, they drink coffee, they know about coffee, but they have not been in a real farm like this. Look, everywhere you see is coffee and more coffee. But as I was telling you, the coffee was brought here in 1779. They brought 2 pounds from Ethiopia in order to check if we had a good climate for that. And apparently it was good, right? Because now we have all of this. So, and then the first time we export coffee, it was in 1820. In 1820, we have the first export or the first official export of coffee, 1820. In the coffee plantations, they have normally some other plants like this one. For sure you know it because I saw this one in the United States too. It's a Dracaena. It's in the Dracaena families, but it's called Indian cane. From there, the industry uses this plant to produce perfumes, the base of certain perfumes. This one. Probably some of you remember that one. Let me show you another one that is nicer here. This one. Now, I couldn't read the chat. It disappeared before I read it. So this one is the Indian cane. It smells delicious. And in South America, indigenous tribes, they eat the seed, the roots of that plant. It's decorative, but it's edible. The root is edible. Also very common in a coffee plantation, bananas and plantain. like this one. And I will give you a question, and later I give you some time to think. For 10 points, how many bunches of bananas can produce one plant in a whole life? So it goes again. One plant of banana, how many bunches of bananas can produce in a lifetime? So that's the question. Later, I will receive the answers. So one plant, one single plant, how many bunches of bananas can produce in a lifetime? So that's the question. And later, think about it, or yeah, try not to go to Google, but and then you tell me, or what do you think? What's your guess? How many bunches of bananas produces one plant in a lifetime? Banana is very important in coffee plantations. That's why you have here, for example, we saw already some down there, because also banana provides with acidity to the soil. Look, you see more bananas or plantains. Is because it provides with acidity. Actually, there is one with bananas over there. You see the bunch? That is one bunch of bananas. See? Every single plantation, they plant also bananas. And if you like trees, my friends, this one, kind of weird. Look, just one sec. Let me, this is kind of dark here. So this tree, I don't know if you can note, because it's dark, has some spikes, cannot be touched. You see, all those things are kind of spikes. It's a defense mechanism because the tree doesn't want anyone to go and get the fruit. So that is why it produces this type of, oh man, cannot be touched. You see, so no one can go there. A squirrel, a monkey, nothing can go there because this is the defense mechanism. This is very dangerous because it's pointy and full of them, right? So it's how the tree protects itself. It's a defense mechanism. What would it be? Another question. What would it be the defense mechanism of coffee? You see the leaves are intact. They are in a good shape, very healthy. The insects are not here, the birds or anyone. Here they work, the father, 2 sons, the wife, and as far as I know, has 2 other helpers, right? During the season of coffee, they hire temporarily like another team to work, right? But very, very few. So it is a family production, right? So 2 kids, the wife, 3, the Mr. Herbert that we talked already. So that would be 2, 3, 4, and 2 helpers in a regular, but in the peak of the season. So they hire a team to work for temporary for a few weeks, right? So it's that family business. How the coffee defends itself? Why the plant is so nice? Why the insects, the ants, are not here eating this? Why the birds, they leave the berries alone? Has to have some defense mechanism, as the tree we saw. The tree we saw has physical defense mechanism. That's a physical defense mechanism because no one can touch the trunk. So that's what we call physical defense mechanism. What about the coffee? Any idea how this coffee is in a good condition with so many insects? Come on, we are in the tropic, so full of ants, full of insects that could eat, and full of birds, right? So why or how the coffee is intact, so healthy? What could it be, the defense mechanism, my friends? What do you think?
Let's say.
Well,
We don't know.
I told you already. Everything has a purpose in nature. Remember, we talk about caffeine. Caffeine is not there in the plant just for people to have fun, right? It's because the caffeine is the defense mechanism of the plant.
Oh my
So
God.
that the complexity of the caffeine is it needs a lot of energy to produce caffeine, and it's just to protect the plant. By coincidence, humans, we love caffeine, right? But the purpose of the caffeine is to protect the plant, because caffeine is poison for most of the insects. It's poison. For people, it's even medicinal, right? But for an insect, or a bird, could be toxic. That's why, or the reason, the coffee plant has caffeine, because it's the chemical defense mechanism, right? So that is the purpose. Chemical defense mechanism of coffee. Physical is when the tree or the bush has some physical defense, like those spikes of those trees, right? So now, my friends, you know why caffeine exists. It's to protect the tree, to protect the bush, and that's the reason. My friends, time to answer the question. Here we have plantain. This is one bunch, right? You see? Those are ready to eat, almost. How many of those can one single plant produce in a lifetime? Okay, make your guess. Put in the chat or tell me.
One.
We
How many?
have the number one or
One. Okay.
I'm saying 3.
All right. So let me tell you, that is, yes, you are right. Only one bunch of bananas or plantains in a lifetime. Only one. And the amazing thing is that you don't have to replant to have more. You see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like a 20, no, well, like a 10 different plants, right? Because this is the process. When this one produces one bunch,
More fragile, you know what I mean?
when this one is ready, they cut the plant because it won't produce anymore. But this one this is the mother plant. It produces daughters that you see here. This is the daughter. You see a little plant here. That one. And this is another daughter. So the next generation will be this daughter. Oh, sorry. Let's see. I got trapped in plants. Let's see. All right. So this is the older daughter of this one. When this one produces one bunch of banana, they cut it here, and the next generation will be this one. This one will produce only one, and this one will have more daughters, and like that, and like that, and like that. So you see, this one is there already. It was the grandmother of this one. The daughter of this one, it was the one that is coming with the banana with on top, the plantain. Grandmother, daughter, granddaughter, and probably the little one, granddaughter or something. So it's a family business too, right? So that's why it's a bunch of different plants from the same mother, right?
Oh, okay, thank you.
See? And just for the record, plantain or banana, those are not trees. This is not a tree. Most people say, tree of bananas or banana tree. But banana is not a tree. It's an herb. It's a giant herb. And is more related with grass. It's a giant grass or herb, right? So when people say a banana tree, it's not a tree, it's grass. It's just giant grass or giant herb that produces fruit, right? It's another fact, another thing that most people don't know, but you and me, you know, right? The banana is related with grass, not with a tree. This is the house of the family. They live here. This is a typical white with blue, like a side houses are usually like this.
Michelle. Oh, that looks amazing.
Yes.
Wow.
And yeah, this is a typical house. The only difference is these people, they have car, right? So back in the day, they have horses, but this is the typical house of people in Costa Rica that they live in farms. And prepare your eyes, my friends, because you really amazing. This is the valley. San Jose, the capital of Costa Rica, is in this direction. Later, I'm going to look for another place too. That is San Jose, part of San Jose, the capital of Costa Rica. This is what we call the Central Valley. So you see, we have mountains to the other side. We are in the north. Those mountains are the south. In between, we have the valley, is where most people in Costa Rica live. From the 5 million people in Costa Rica, 2.5, they live in that valley. Another viewpoint, so where we better and really nice. The Central Valley. The Central Valley is in between those range of mountains to the south and north. My friends, questions?
No, we're good.
Well, so I do have another question for you. So if you don't ask me, I ask you. you are in the school today. So this is the school. Back to the school. Kids, pay attention to this question. Probably you heard that coffee makes some people only go to the bathroom after they drink, right? Okay. Coffee makes some people, not all, it's a fact, 3 out of 10 people goes to the bathroom when they drink coffee, right? Any idea why some people, 3 out of 10 of coffee drinkers, they go to the bathroom after they drink coffee? So that's the question. I give you some 5 minutes to think. Why is, and I give you a clue, it's not the caffeine. Caffeine has nothing to do with it, right? So the rest is on you. Give you 5 minutes for possible answers of why coffee makes people go to the bathroom, right? Here we have another person. Hola. Well,
Derelict? Yes, the derelict. I always
Yeah, no, it's one of those words.
This is very peaceful, my friends. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm a coffee drinker, and everywhere I go, coffee is diuretic. That's right. Coffee is diuretic. So, but also diuretic is number one, and the number two, coffee makes people go to number two to the bathroom. Also is diuretic, yes. And why is diuretic, by the way? It's because it interferes with the pituitary gland. So that is pituitary glands, among other things. So it's in control of keeping the right amount of water in your body. So as coffee interferes with the pituitary glands, so people tends to dump all the water it has in it. So that's one of the reasons. But being diuretic is not bad unless you have a headache or hangover. But diuretic is a good thing from coffee. Why number two? Of some people, of course, not everybody. So I was telling you that I drink coffee everywhere I go. So it's not the exception. So I want to drink coffee with you today. So I'm going deep in the farm looking for a nice viewpoint coffee. For me, my friends, and it's kind of take it like an advice. The most important thing about is not the brand, is not the seed of the berry or the quality of the coffee. The most important thing, in my opinion, is the way you prepare coffee that make it good or not good, right? For example, you have a coffee maker, taste in certain way. If you make it like the Ethiopian way, where you boil the water and put the coffee, the ground coffee, directly into the water, wait some minutes to the dust go to the bottom, and you drink it, that is another way. You have the French press, there's another taste. So the most important thing is the way you prepare your coffee at home that makes the coffee good for you or not good for you. That is more important than the brand or the quality of coffee. Here, my friends, look this beauty. This is amazing. Wow. To the left, that big mountain, that one, let me see if I can zoom in, is volcano, biggest 63. Just a few months before he was killed, he was here. And he was here when that volcano has a big explosion, the one that you see in the center of your screen. So John F. Kennedy was witness of the explosion of this volcano. My friends, so I will leave you just a minute with this view because I need my two hands in order to do something that I will show you. So just for 1 minute, let me see. Just for 1 minute, you will have that view, and I will show you something nice. Just I'm using my two hands, so that's why. Because you're gonna love this. Just 1 sec. Oh, I'm in a mountain, so that's why. All right. Almost. 1 sec, friends. I have a surprise for you here. All right. Almost. Almost. Just give me just 30 seconds. Enjoy the view. Enjoy the view while I do this. All right. Okay. My friends, I think I'm ready. So look, I'm going to prepare coffee. This is the old-fashioned way to prepare coffee here in Costa Rica.
Oh,
The
that's
wooden
great.
platform, this is wood, is a wooden platform, a cotton bag, just something to receive the coffee, and that's it. Here I have the coffee, Las Peñas coffee. This is from here actually. So, and then, let's see, just one sec. Look, I will put the coffee here, right? The ground coffee. This is what we call here café chorreado. Someone speak Spanish there?
No.
So I put the ground coffee inside the cotton bag. I like very strong, so I will put more. So sorry for the movement because I'm holding the camera and also using my hands, but you understand that here. See?
He says he likes it very strong.
Very strong. So normally I put 2 of these for 1 cup, but I will drink because I'm going to spend the rest of the afternoon here maybe with this view. So I'm gonna be here for a while. So I'm going to drink coffee. So, and then you may wonder, what about the water? Well, I have the hot water here, right? So that I broke. So, and then we put again this, because now I need the 2 hands to open this. All right. Then, sorry. Okay. Then I put the water. See? I don't know if the light is blocking the view. Can you see it well? Let me know.
Yes, we can.
We can see it.
Okay, so I put the water there. See? If you want stronger, you can pass it twice or even 3 times there, right? So, for example, let's see. Wow, delicious. That is just delicious. And then, time to drink. I will serve here. With some grasses in it. Wait a sec. My friends, salud. Salud. Let's see. Oh, man. Delicious. Let's go here. I'm here with this under the lemon tree. Let me see.
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're
Yeah.
jealous.
The lemon
Thank you
tree,
very-
the shade. Thank you. Thank you very much. But you have to answer why people go to the bathroom with the coffee. Well, no answers?
answer.
Okay. That is just because the coffee, remember that I told you at the very beginning, is acid. Right? It's acid because more acidity, better coffee. What happened that the body produces chlorogenic acid in order to dismantle or to break down the food we eat, right? To process. So the body or the stomach usually produces chlorogenic acid. If you add more acidity with the coffee, so you have a boost of acid in your stomach that makes people dump whatever it is in the stomach to the intestine, right? So that acidity also causes peristalsis, that makes the intestine contract and relax, and that helps people go to the bathroom, right? So it's mostly because of the acidity of the coffee and one of the 1,000 elements that the coffee has in it, not the caffeine, because people, even when they drink decaf coffee, they go to the bathroom. So it's not the caffeine, so it's one of the elements and the acidity of the coffee that makes people 3 out of 10 go to the bathroom after they drink. So now you have the reason. And here I'm going to enjoy with this delicious lemon lime and the beautiful view, my friends. I'm going to sit right here at the base of this tree. And what a view, huh? Look. Beautiful, huh? My friends, as we are about almost to the end, so feel free to ask me whatever you want to before we finish the session. So, and why I enjoy here the coffee. Let me know whatever you want to know about everything, not necessarily the coffee, but whatever you want to know. So let me know.
Okay, we have no questions here. Everybody is most appreciative of the tour today. So thank you, Alejandro. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you very much. It has been a beautiful, beautiful morning in Costa Rica. So, and without leaving your place, you were here walking with me. Thank you very much for I enjoying the coffee here for you. My friend.